All right, here we go in Lawrence. 54 degrees and a steady drizzle. These are the conditions in which the Jayhawks hope their drought will end, but the Wildcats arrive playing their best football of the season. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Big 12 football on TNT Sports, presented by Modelo. K-State and Kansas for the 123rd time. 6,202 days since the Jayhawks have held the Governor's Cup. We're about to get started with Laith Marjan teeing it up and kicking it away. Bryce Nornberg and Devon Rice, the return men for the Wildcats. Both teams had the bye to prepare for the 123rd collision. The Sunflower Showdown from Lawrence, Kansas begins now. Nornberg gets a chance. Fumbles! A takeaway on the opening kick. Ezra Vedral, a linebacker, pounces.
Take advantage of one of these tight ends in the middle of the field.
Third down in the red zone. The QB pulls out on the edge and into the end zone. Ball did come loose. Kansas State pointing the other direction. The ruling on the field is a touchdown for Daniels. And they're healthy at wide receiver, really for the first time since game 2. Rush is on. Safety valve is Jackson. Up the sideline and close to the line to gain. Justice Finkley knocked him out.
It's in 3rd and short.
Needs one, does give. First down picked up with a face mask. 2 officials caught it. Johnson across midfield after that penalty with a new set of downs. Gets a 4-man rush, well protected. He's going vertical, and that's caught. Jace Brown to the 5. The vertical threat for the Cats strikes early with 34 through the air. Oakley, the motion man, settles on the right side. Sprint X. Avery Johnson calls his own number, and a chance to tie it with an extra point. 4th rushing touchdown of the season for Avery Johnson.
Boy, the similarities between these teams, remarkable, right? The veteran experience of the quarterbacks, but also the skill sets, the multiple tight ends that are usually things that help make you incredibly successful in the red zone as a defense. The jumbo group comes on, but getting Avery Johnson on the perimeter and encouraging Matt Wells and his coaching staff to put his foot in the ground and make plays like that, eerily similar to the touchdown we saw to start the game from Jalen. A huge loss, a player up front that had been as dynamic as any on that Wildcat depth chart.
Now he was replacing Brendan Mott, who led the Big 12 in sacks last season. Short sack for Daniels, nearly intercepted. Des Purnell is on a heater. And Vin Lapton, the Big 12's leader. Punt average with a miscue. It's scooped. It's scored. What a redemption moment for Ralph Ortiz.
Weather games always seem to be defined by wild special teams plays.
A low snap. The Cats pounce, and they capture the lead. High shot returns to the game at the tailback. Blitz coming. Daniels fumbles. A 4th down takeaway for Kansas State. Malcolm Alcorn Crowder at the bottom of the pile. Jayhawks mugged up. Here they come. The blitz hits the QB. KU will cover it, but it's incomplete. Daniels in 3rd down and 11. Nearly intercepted. Ryan Davis at 6'4" had fingertips on it.
Give him a chance out on the perimeter. They use that fake throwback to the quarterback. Woo-wee.
Johnson back at the switch, throwing on the move. This time through the air, Jace Brown. Giving ground to slice through tacklers to the 44. Avery Johnson 4 of 6 so far. Sets the laces and whistles one. Complete. Jerron Tibbs turning down the hash marks for a new set of downs at the 28. The final seconds of an adventurous first quarter. K-State looking to add to its lead all day to wing one. End zone on the money for 6. Tibbs with a 27-yard touchdown.
Outstanding throw to his dependable target. Jerron Tibbs has become a guy Avery Johnson can go to in a variety of situations. We'll show you after this kick how Garrett Oakley and all the success he's had at tight end helps make that play happen. And you're going to look here, going back to the touchdown play. I want you to watch Garrett Oakley going up to the second level. He's going to buy up that safety. All the attention that Oakley's drawn lately, the safety understandably worried about that as a threat in the end zone. And as he crosses his face, it opens up just that little extra window. But credit to Avery Johnson, an incredibly difficult throw running out of real estate to drop it right over his shoulder in the end zone.
Now, Garrett Oakley's celebrations and his touchdown streak have been the story in Manhattan. Tibbs more businesslike in the end zone
for the rest of the year.
Daniel Henderson had the first down catch. Daniels dodging traffic in his backfield, and he's sacked. Jordan Allen gets one. It's a loss of 11.
The teams representing in that matchup as we got a big 3rd down here for the Jayhawks.
Daniels stepping into trouble, and he's decked again. This time it's Ryan Davis on the move. Instead he gives, and they run for a first down. Joe Jackson for a fresh set in plus territory.
Right next to me, I felt bad for the guy.
In motion here, they fake it to Brown. Johnson ducks down with another first down at the 34-yard line. Work to do here on 3rd down and 15. Avery Johnson from empty. He's got a free rusher coming after him. Keeps the play alive and incomplete. Cool effort. Going early here on 3rd down. Daniels steps up. He scrambles. And he got it. Extends that arm. First down, Jayhawks 13 on the turf. Only needs 3 here. Less than 5 minutes to go in the half. To throw for it. Or not. Again, he slides with a first down. And much like Golick before a big birdie putt, Jalen Daniels resetting during the timeouts.
Talked about taking that metaphorical deep breath. He's taking literal deep breaths. Getting ready for an important opportunity for this team.
12th play of the drive. Hands off to Highshot. Steps to an ankle tackle and rumbles below the 30. E.J. Payne finally got him to the turf. Their most prolonged drive. Out of the pistol. QB takes off. He turns the corner and is shouldered out with 1st and goal. And they'll receive the 3rd quarter kickoff. Jalen Daniels calls for the snap. Hands it off. High shot. Still on his feet. He flexes. Would not be denied. Vincent 2 timeouts. Jackson's going to have to break one before they step on the gas pedal. They take that to the half.
Coach, after that opening kickoff, what is it about your team and your players that allowed them to respond the way they did?
Yeah, it was one play. We didn't make a good play, but I knew our kids were ready to play and we'd respond well. That's a good football team. We needed to make a stop there. We weren't able to, so we got ourselves a heck of a second half coming up.
Yeah, you got a 1-score game now. They get the ball first. What's going to be your message to your guys?
We better tackle better on defense, and then we got to run the ball, which I think we can.
Thanks, Coach. JB.
Appreciate you, Coy.
Your leader, your quarterback, Jalen Daniels, seemed a bit unsettled early on, but then really turned it on. What can we expect from him in his last ever half in this rivalry?
Yeah, you know, I think he tried to press a little bit too much, didn't see some things as well as we'd like. Settled down there, made some big conversions for us with his arm and with his leg. So, again, we need him to lead this football team.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Wildcats trying to get a 3 and out to begin this second half. Daniels was dynamic on 3rd down on that long touchdown march going into the halftime locker room. He spins one up the seam. Too tall for Henderson. Jayhawks creeping, ready to come after Avery Johnson. Needs midfield with this snap. Look at the pocket. Extends the play, and Tibbs couldn't stab it with the trail hand. You know, on Sundays you might say known passing situation here, but on Saturdays with Daniels, they might just be spreading out the Cats to run. He does zip one into trouble. Tip drill, taken away. Daniel Cobbs with an interception. Oh, the takeaways continue to pile up for this K-State defense.
Here once again, you're going to watch for Daniels. The offensive line picks up the pressure to the field. He throws it back, but it's behind his wide receiver and high on the slant, so the ball gets tipped up. And as soon as you see that tip happen, Zayshawn Rich got his hand on that a little bit and I think popped it up that extra second that allowed Cobbs to come in and make the play.
Cobbs just had his 2nd career interception off of Baylor's Sawyer Robertson in the end zone in week 6. They change the picture pre-snap. Rice in motion. Johnson needs a yard. And he finds it. A couple of tight ends left. Targets out to the right as well. Johnson looking to that tight end side. Flips it to the end zone. Caught! 1st and goal.
On the right side of this formation, where it looked like he was going tight end all the way.
Now the plunge from Rice. And it's back to a 2-touchdown lead for the visitors. And the Cats pounced on it already once. Off that first read, trying to find it on 4th down, and he does. In the clutch, Emmanuel Henderson Jr. In this 3rd quarter, 2nd down awaits the Jayhawks. Daniels pulls and dashes up the middle for a new 1st down at the 31-yard line of K-State. 45 yards on this possession. After falling behind by 2 touchdowns again. From the pocket, arm hit, fluttering ball falls to the turf. Graphic tells the story, I'll keep my mouth shut. Field goal on the way. 22 straight. After a Jayhawk field goal. Avery Johnson with a new possession. Devon Rice's tailback. Off play action. Over the top. Full send. Jace Brown. Gone. 78 to the house. Keep an eye out to make sure there's no flags down. So far, they stay in the pocket. There have been instances around college football where this is interpreted as live ball taunting. But it goes as a score, it's 34-17.
And I'm glad they didn't call it. I generally think that's lame. And in this case, you were worried about a little Deshaun Jackson. It looked like the ball came loose at the end of that play, but a great one-on-one win for Jace Brown. Now at 160 yards on the day, his 5th 100-yard game of this career. And you had a single high safety look, man-to-man coverage. You see the man turn from the corner on the outside, and he just beats him clean off the line of scrimmage. An outstanding throw by Avery Johnson. Drop it in the bucket so that he doesn't have to break stride, can maintain full speed, and get all the way to the end zone where he takes his sweet time sauntering in.
Another linebacker attacking for K-State. Daniels stays alive. Not once, but twice. A desperation flip. It's incomplete. That turns 4th down and 25 into 4th and 10. I mean, this feels like a play that if Kansas can't convert, their hopes dim significantly.
Well, the way that Kansas State's been operating on offense today has really eliminated any margin for error for a Kansas team on the other side that has failed to remove the lid from this Joe Klieman coached Kansas State defense.
Daniel just saved 15 yards of potential sack. Now can he convert? Blitz picked up. He tries one middle. It's incomplete. No flags down. The Wildcats take over.
Coy talked about it earlier in the game. Kansas State's defense changing the picture, sending a blitzer off the right side, getting hands up on the football in the middle of the field, and a turnover on downs puts Kansas State back on offense next.
Not even in this formation. 3rd down, 13. Quarterback, keeper, dodging Jayhawks. A must-have stand for DJ Graham and KU here. Daniels has that shotgun snap slip through his hands. Now trying to make lemonade. Another negative as Ryan Davis covers it. And 4 Cats coming after him. They puncture his pocket. They sack him. 4th of the day for K-State. It ties their season high from Dublin in week 0.
So Cam Pickett been a really reliable target for Jalen Daniels in these high leverage situations in the slot on the left side.
Daniels, 4th down throw. I don't think Emmanuel Henderson Jr. ever got eyes on it. And the Jayhawks give it back on downs. Donovan McIntosh in coverage there, the sophomore corner. And Kansas State is closing in. New 1st down at the 9-minute mark. Johnson, hands off. Another nice run for Joe Jackson. He's been slippery. He's been physical.
No surprise to see her a little bit sullen in the stands.
Avery on the move to the pylon. And he delivers the dagger.
Well, hey, you give mom something to smile about on one side. For her freshman son, Lincoln Cure, and only right as Kansas State looks to shut the door on this rivalry game, that Avery Johnson, who got the day started with a rushing touchdown and has been aces through the air, gets to punch it in once again and put that speed on display.
Defensive front for sure in the country down in Lubbock.
Yeah, him and the rest of the Big 12 in the country going up against what might be the best front 7 in college football.
Ballard sits in the pocket, whistles one, tip drill and taken away again. Gunnar Maldonado's turn. It's a takeaway downpour for Joe Klieman and the Cats. A season-high 4 takeaway, and they visualize these.
Another tip drill interception. Just up over the outstretched hands of Pickett. Maldonado, the former captain at Arizona. And you mentioned that visualization. We talked to Joe Klieman, the defensive coordinator, said on Friday nights they try and find NFL and college film of players in similar situations to the one they think their guys are going to be in, making turnover-worthy plays, helping them look and see themselves in there. And ever since they started doing that, the turnovers have come in bunches. They talk about it all the time.
On the road, Iowa State gets a chance. And look at this. A seam opens for Knuth. Hawked down inside the 10. 6'4", 220. The junior got loose for nearly 40 yards.
and they get to get in the best formation in football. Too tight diamond, victory kneel.
They got a few taps on the pads from Garrett Oakley, his veteran tight end. Who knew that this one had been clinched? 42-17 is the final in the 123rd Sunflower Showdown. For the better part of a generation, the Governor's Cup has resided in Manhattan.
You feel for Jalen Daniels, whose prolific career at Kansas ends without a win over Kansas State. You see the mutual respect. We talked about the animosity between fan bases, these two coaches, these two staffs, tons of love and respect for one another. But for Coach Klieman, an impressive 17th straight win in this series for the program overall, and another impressive win for him at the helm of this program.
6,202 days coming into this Saturday afternoon in deep October, and another calendar will turn before the Jayhawks' next chance.
Coach, your quarterback Avery Johnson looked like the dual threat wonder that we all know he could be. What do you have to say about his performance today?
Yeah, I thought it was a team win. I thought everybody played really well. It's a tough place to come in and play. We get down 7-0 right away, and shows the resolve of our guys. We got a good football team. Slipped up a little bit early on, but this was a big game and a big win for our program.
Given the nature of the rivalry, this juncture in the season, just how significant was this?
This is a huge win because it keeps us in the race in the Big 12. That's the biggest thing, and I've got so much respect for Lance Leipold. He's done one hell of a job here, and but I'm so happy for our kids. This is a tough game for us every year. When you win the thing 16 in a row, there's a lot of pressure. Now it's 17, and I'll worry in a year about the 18.
Next up is Texas Tech. They beat Kansas by the exact same score we saw today. What do you know you'll be up against when you face the Red Raiders?
Man, I'm going to enjoy this. It's only 2:15. I'm going to go enjoy this. We'll worry about that later. Appreciate you, guys,
Coach.
Thank you, Coy. Final thought, Mike?
Just as he said, incredible resolve from this team. He mentioned he has the Kansas guys on the squad talk to the rest of the team about the importance of this rivalry, and you could see how much it mattered to them out on the field today.
Our final score, 42-17 for our producer, Bert Bondi, and our director, Brent Christan. For Mike Golick Jr. and Corey Wire and the rest of our TNT Sports crew, I'm JB Long. So long from Lawrence. You've been watching Big 12 football on TNT. Let's send it back to our studio. Lefko, Takio, and Victor.